right, call the meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. of the River Plantation Municipal Utility District Board of Directors. We approved the minutes with a motion by Betty Brown and a second by, who seconded? Tom Vandiver. Okay. All right, number 2 on the agenda, receive comments from the public. Okay.
Okay, I just have a couple of things. You know, we have signs that say when the, you know, like tonight's meeting for RPMUD, used to put them out front and back.
We have signs?
We had, that's what we had. I mean, I think it'd be a good idea to put it right there at RP and Mosswood.
I mean, unless you're on the website all the time, how did,
Yeah, you know.
I got somewhere on Neighborhood Watch, somebody posted, and then I got an email from Dee knowing that, I mean,
Yeah,
today I got that.
posted today next door.
Do we have signs already?
I have no idea.
Well,
We used to have.
if you change the meeting night, day or whatever, you should be some effort to put it out to the general public.
Well, I thought we did. I thought we did after the last meeting.
First I heard about it was today.
Okay.
We can look, I'll look in there.
Okay.
I'll look for the signs.
Okay.
If we have them, then I can certainly put them out.
Okay.
Okay, I've got one more thing now. Of course, this thing about the,
We'll post it.
you know, Stewart's Creek and all that. I'll tell you, that mess up right down there at Mosswood, that's not the only problem. They're south. I'm just wondering if maybe one of the 2 directors could just kind of get with whatever MUDs or whatever groups are down there and see what else can be cleaned up.
Are you talking about, where are you talking about?
Well, I mean, all you have to do is at least talk to some of these people. Because I know the community south of us got wet too. They got flooded. So, I mean, there's a lot going on down there. Just wondered if, you know, just make contact with them.
Are you talking about
Okay,
Stewart's?
what are you talking about? Yeah.
Stewart's
Are
Creek.
you talking about the,
Yeah, Stewart's Creek thing, because like I said, that Mosswood thing, that's not the only thing that.
but we don't have anything to do with Stewart's Creek.
I know, but I mean, just to, if we can get water flowing, it's gonna help our community. You know, because that was not the only problem. There was a lot of water back there.
Okay.
I'm not sure they can do anything either because
Yeah.
it's because of the Corps of Engineers.
Well, we could have fixed the Mosswood thing had we done it earlier, so maybe
What
they
Mosswood
could.
thing?
The ditch, where it's all crapped up there.
By
with all
Robert
those
E. Lee.
trees. Well,
Or
it's
you
still
talking about-
Mosswood.
Yeah, it's the one that runs between Mosswood and Robert E. Lee, or,
Raven.
Ravensworth.
Yeah, Stewart's Creek.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not Stewart's Creek.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Berger was gonna fix it. But then now it's part of this $13 million deal, which is gonna be a few years.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying is if you could just maybe contact these people, see if they could get something moving, because there's a lot of water that could back up.
That, who told me? That has not even been, was it you who told me? It hadn't even been awarded yet.
That's right, because they've
So-
got the environmental study.
Right.
Now they have the affordable housing study, so that's what's taking time.
Right.
But if those people could get moving on it before it gets involved.
So I'm not sure what you want. You want us to contact the county to see if they can get something going?
The other subdivisions that have
Yeah,
along
just
Stewart's
kind of
Creek?
see who's, you know, south of us. Just give them a call, see what the deal is, because they've had flooding too. And just maybe something.
Are you talking about maybe where Forest Hills is?
I was just saying, yeah,
Yeah.
carriage in there, yeah.
Forest Hills, is it?
Right,
Yeah,
just
Forest
south
where
of-
we're at, south of
us
here,
and then,
yeah, on the other side of the
just
river,
a thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
because just that Mosswood thing is not.
I know
gonna
some-
Does
help.
On
Stewart's
board
Creek,
there.
does Stewart's Creek cross the river and go down across?
No, it goes into the river.
Okay, well then I don't know what.
I don't think we need to do anything south of the river. Because if everything flows into the river, that would be kind of like the dead end,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
No, it's still supposed to be going south, isn't it?
No, because when the river comes from up north, when it goes into the river and the river's coming from the north, it's going,
They merge.
they merge,
It's a good idea, but I just don't think that the water's gonna go anywhere other than the river.
river.
No.
Well,
You'd have to
no,
go through the
I
river.
can see that, but I'm just wondering if they have some clogs up there too.
Well,
You know,
okay.
just they could work on it, but
Okay,
whatever.
we will see. Okay, is that it? Okay. All right, number 3, the public hearing for the violation of district rules and damage to property, assessment of penalties.
Okay, so, for the record, I show 6:37, so you're
Okay.
convening the public hearing, it sounds like. So I'll be brief. We're here, and Brett, would you pronounce your last name? I want to make sure we get it right.
Brett, I'm sorry, my last name is 2 last names. My mother's and my father's McGarrity Cook.
McGarrity Cook, okay. So I wasn't sure, thank you for that. So this is Mr. McGarrity Cook. And you may recall from the meeting last week, there was an incident involving a truck and a trailer going across the park a couple times. And, you know, we've had this happen and we enforce it just like any other vehicle ordinance or rule. We have to. You spend a lot of bond money on that park and you're paying that bond money for the next 30 years. So you have to protect and maintain the park. Julie, I believe you were the one that found Mr. McGarrity Cook. And then y'all had some discussion and at the last meeting you issued a violation, which Keith's company sent as your operator. And so that's why they're here, and so what I would say is we know this happens from time to time, and there's been other people that violate, do different things, you all know that. So I think what you should do is hear from Mr. McGarrity Cook, and then if y'all have any questions, and then what we typically do is go into executive session to deliberate, and then make whatever ruling you would want. But I will say this, we had a very good conversation today.
Yes, sir.
I think from my perspective, not that it controls anything, but I think it's one of those things, looking back on it, you wouldn't do it again. We've all been in that situation, I think. So, Brett, do you have anything you'd like to tell the board?
Yes. Good evening, y'all. My name is Brett Taylor McGarrity Cook. Just want to speak on my behalf. I am a Purple Heart veteran, 100% disabled vet, permanent. The construction company that you see in the placard, ma'am. First and foremost, I apologize for my attitude to you. I own that company. It's veteran owned and operated. This is one of my workers. He's working with me. He was in the passenger seat. I'm sure you've seen him.
Actually,
We had
I didn't see you
incident.
in the passenger seat.
Sorry.
Okay.
He was with me, man.
Okay.
He was. We had an injury on a job site, and as you know, there was a train on the track. And honestly, I didn't know that if I went across and went to that road, it just brought me right back to the same railroad track. So that was stupid. I was just trying to get to him. And I could have been nicer to you. I was frustrated, and the last thing I want is to be a problem in this community. I want to apologize to all y'all. We do a lot of work in here. This is like the 15th remodel I've done in this neighborhood. And so, you know I'm in the wrong, and justice is justice, but I apologize. You know, people make mistakes. I wasn't having the best day, and I was just trying to get to my worker and find out what was going on. So, I'm sorry.
Thank you for, y'all have any questions? Okay, I think if you can either do.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
You said a couple of times and he said one. Did you go across it more?
I went across it once, sir.
He came across and then turned around and went back. So, yeah, you came across from Mosswood and then turned around and went back.
But I didn't like go out and then back across, right?
Yeah, you did. You came from Mosswood over, actually I have pictures of you turning around. You
I
came
know I
over-
turned around in front of you, but I don't think I went out back on the street and back on.
I was just attempting to describe
No,
that.
not, you didn't.
Nonetheless, I'm in the
Yeah. So, okay, so I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but Mosswood Drive is over on this side. The bridge is on this side,
Yes, sir.
RP Drive. You came from over here. I saw you over here, and then you turned around and went back.
Okay.
Now, if you came back again, I don't know.
No, we didn't
but-
do that. I was
so-
on it all at one time.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like
never
you
a go
stopped
back on the
or
street,
anything.
go back
I
on.
agree with that.
Yeah, it was like
it
a
was circuitous kind of
Yeah,
situation.
it wasn't like a back on the street, back on the
Right,
When she told me
right,
that, I
it
was
was
like,
just
well,
a
I'm gonna get in
circle.
even more trouble, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay my butt on the road, so. But yes, I'm sorry, ma'am.
So,
Just
yeah.
wasn't having a good day.
Yeah, it was. It was just like a circle. So, I think he thought he could get out if he went that way.
That's exactly
And
what it was.
so did the other 3 people that followed you. And that's
Yes.
why we try to stop it. Is because when one does it and somebody else sees them, there goes everybody else.
Right. Can I say one more thing? I care about my company. I care about my people. I would never put us in jeopardy driving across something that could or could not get me in trouble with huge placards on my trailer unless I was in the situation that I was in trying to get to one of my workers. So,
So what's
But
the name of your
also-
company?
Realistic Results is actually
Realistic
responsible
Results?
construction. Yeah.
Did you also notice the lawnmen that were mowing the, right next to you, on the other side of your truck? If you were in the passenger seat, there were two guys on lawnmowers right next to
I
your truck.
wasn't paying attention. That's all I'm just saying.
We were just like in that
It was
mode,
just
like,
one trying to get
we need to
back.
get to him, skill saw, cut his thumb, like, we need to get over there and find out what's going on, and that's just, my mind was on that.
What was the net result of the injury? How is it?
He just clipped his thumb a little bit, got a couple stitches, and
Okay. So that's, at least he didn't cut it off.
no, it wasn't nothing crazy, but a lot of my workers are from like Honduras and stuff, so the Google Translate doesn't really say it, because I'm like, did he cut it all the way off? Like, do I need to bring this guy to the hospital? Like, what's going on? And it wasn't to that extent, but I couldn't tell. I was like, oh my God, that's my best worker, like, I need to go over there.
Yeah.
So we're having some serious problems with the railroad blocking that entrance all the time.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. Well, like 2 nights after that, it was blocked for almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
People
that's,
having to go back
and it sucks,
and
that's
go
the only way out unless you go out the back way, right?
Right,
Because I come in the back way when I'm coming from like Crosby from my job, so
Yeah.
I'm right here, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, just, sorry.
Well, would y'all like to convene an executive session briefly? Or you can also deliberate in the public, but I generally recommend executive session.
Yeah, I'd rather do executive, but.
Okay. So we can either do that in here and turn everything off, or if you want to
wanna go
recess
in.
to the.
Yeah, we can
other-
go.
let's- I think
Go
it'd
in
be
the
a lot
office.
quicker. Okay.
All right, so do we need to,
Stop the camera.
I think you can stop the.
all right, we're back in session at, let's see what time it is, 6:48.
Okay, I would like to make a motion that we assess a penalty of $200 for Mr. McGarity Cook.
Do I have a second? Do I have a motion?
That was a motion.
That was a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Okay, so I think you can officially close the hearing at 6:49
Okay.
PM. And you mind if I walk you out and tell you what the next steps will be? We don't have to take up any more of your time, but the board would very much appreciate your statements.
Yeah, thank you very much.
In their consideration of the matter.
Last thing I want to do is, be where I'm not allowed to come in here and damage y'all's community thing. We want to uplift and bring this community up, remodel and renovate the homes, and
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
I think-
sorry, bad situation, bad time, and I
Yeah.
really could have been nicer to you, and I apologize.
No problem, we got it. Our
Okay.
main thing is education,
Yeah,
so I
that's
bet
right.
you won't do it again.
Never again. You live and you learn.
Thank you for your service.
But you can go out next door if you want to, it's closer. Yeah, instead of going to the office.
Thanks, guys.
And I'll just talk to you real quick.
I will,
All right,
just one day, out of the blue.
okay. So moving on to number 4 on the agenda, the bookkeeper's report. Do I have any comments on the bookkeeper's report?
I have a question on it.
Okay,
Let me see if I get to the right page here.
It seems like some of our expenses have gone up. We
that's,
talked the other day. Some of them we're gonna get control of, some.
I don't know if my pages are gonna line up with yours.
Okay.
Electronically here.
tell me what you're looking at, and I'll find the page.
Get there after all these
Violations.
violation pages.
Was it in the checks, or was it part of something else?
In the report itself, so,
In the report itself, okay.
so we have page 4. Page 4, it says,
Okay,
monthly financial summary, general operating fund. And halfway down the page,
this one?
yeah, halfway down the page,
Okay.
it says September,
Mhm.
actual 124,000,
Yep.
budgeted 148,000.
That's revenues.
On revenues,
Yep.
right? So, first question is, with the month that we had in September with the heat and everything and how much water was being used, it seems like our budget,
Should have been over.
well, yeah,
Or
we should have been over budget, right?
Yeah.
That just seems pretty strange to me that we were that low on the budget. But then when we go down to.
Well, did we have we had a lot of rain in September, didn't we? Or did it not start till
No,
October?
September was 100 degrees still, right?
It was
it's only been
opposite
the
last
where it was
2
bad,
weeks.
yeah,
The last
no
2 weeks,
question.
okay,
So it was,
okay,
I
So-
don't think we know the answer.
okay.
we do,
No,
but, and then when we go down to the cash flow report, there we go.
so let me look. When did we get all that, when did we get paid by East Plantation? Because we did get the East Plantation payment. And I know we didn't have it as of our last meeting, so our last meeting was September, no, I had gotten it from the post office like a couple of days before the meeting, but they hadn't posted it, so when did we?
Okay,
Oh yeah, they're in here though.
so if you go down to page 9, actual versus budget comparison,
Mhm.
our water revenue, customer service revenue, actual 73,000, budgeted 36,000. So there we are, way over the
That's-
budgeted on the water, I assume it's consumption, but yet it doesn't show it
Water
at
revenue.
on that original part of the
Look,
report.
we have several categories that are, as far as budget and actuals, they're not fitting up right now.
But you're also looking at, you gotta look all the way down, because to get to the 124,718, it's all the way down to the total, look at the total revenue. So some of them were over.
Actual is
Some of
way
them
over
were
budget.
under, yeah, so.
So,
Oh, but it does say we're budgeted, their budget amount is different.
yeah,
That's interesting.
so it doesn't jive to me, I don't
No, their
understand.
budget amount on this report is different than their budget amount on this report.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Okay.
I don't know, I'll pay attention to that in the future. I'll be honest with you, I never look at these because they tell me nothing,
Well,
so. But that's why I want to get rid of these,
how do
but,
we question them on this?
I'll send them an email tomorrow,
Okay, great.
asking what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
we got 2 different numbers.
yeah. Yeah, that is very interesting. So did the expenses, let's look at the expenses, because I never,
I didn't even go that far.
let's go look. Because I never, I'll be honest with you, I never even look at these, because they tell me nothing.
A lot of those charts do, I don't think we're wasting money on them.
Well, you have no choice, unfortunately.
Yeah, we do, we get a different account.
Well, exactly,
Yeah.
that's your
You gotta
choice.
find one.
So, okay.
So
I'll
it
ask
shows-
them about that.
On page 17, it shows the EPUD payments there.
Yeah, they came in September. I'll have to look at that. I'll ask them tomorrow what that is,
Great.
so.
Taylor not coming tonight?
Yeah, he's on, yeah, so, okay. Any other questions on the bookkeeper's reports? Do I have a motion to accept the bookkeeper's reports?
I make a motion, we accept the bookkeeper report with the addendum that we question the separate set of numbers that we've got on 2 different reports.
Got it, okay,
I second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, tax assessor collector's report. I know it was in here somewhere. Taxes collected for the entire year are in. It's this report.
I'm looking, yeah.
Yeah,
We have to give some back.
yeah. No, we're not giving any back. We were actually over the budgeted amount for taxes, what we had budgeted, estimated for taxes. We were actually over that amount, which was good. So, good for operations. So, do I have a motion to accept the tax assessor collector's report?
I'll make them.
I make a motion, we accept the tax assessor's report.
Okay. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Review of the investments. Again, Texas class.
5.54%,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yep. So, all right. Have a motion to accept the investment report?
I make a motion, we accept the investors report.
Investment report.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, payment of the district bills. We have one, payment that's in question, which it probably needs to be handled between Taylor and I, whenever he gets back from vacation.
Taylor's on the.
Oh, is he on there?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hey, Taylor, if you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So all seasons, when they, and you may or may not know this because when they did the ditch work, okay, Tom is questioning whether they did everything they were supposed to do. And go ahead and tell him. So.
What they did is they only cleaned the concrete portion, and it's my understanding that they're supposed to clean the entire east ditch, which goes clear up to Jubal Early, including those two little vegetation areas, the cross ditch over to the main ditch, and then that ditch back down to the concrete. They just need to be weed eated and clean that vegetation out so it doesn't back up. They haven't touched any of that.
Was that part of the bid, do you know? Or was that part of their monthly work?
That's supposed to be on that quarterly thing.
I did not, not aware of it. When we originally cleaned it out the first time, we only did from the pipeline crossing down to River Plantation Drive. And so that was what I sent them in. So I'm sure it would be not a big issue to clean it up further. But we had kind of stayed away from that area because you get into residential houses, and it was just where everything was at when we first cleaned it. The residents were pretty touch and go as far as things being close by.
Okay, so that wasn't part of the contract? Before I release this check, I just want to make sure it wasn't part of the contract amount.
Every conversation I've heard, it was
No.
part of that ditch.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. Well, it's not part of the monthly thing. It was part of that special cleaning the ditch thing,
Okay.
contract.
We can get it added. I don't think it'll be an issue, and I don't think they'll have a problem with it.
Okay,
So I'll talk to them about it.
okay, all right. I'll release the check then.
Shouldn't be that big a deal
Okay.
anyway.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve the payment of the bills, of the district's bills?
I make a motion, we approve the payment of the district's bills.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that was fast. Okay, park maintenance matters. We've had some damage down at the restroom on, don't ask me what hole that is, but down by the bridge.
6,
6, okay, down by the bridge.
that's section 6.
We've gotten 2 bids for the cleanup. Okay, and we need to look at awarding, because what's happened is it's overgrown and you can't see it, so if anybody's in there damaging it, you can't see that they're damaging it.
You can't see anything over there anyway.
Well, I know, because of the trees on the road, but I
Been
know.
damaged seriously since before we had it.
Exactly.
Well, I know, I didn't think you could damage it anymore, but
I think we
you
need
can.
to, clear it
Clear it
up,
up.
so, because people could be hiding in that building and people could be doing stuff. I think we need to make sure that everybody can see it.
Well, the door was open,
It's broken.
three, is it broken?
Yeah, the whole
I
frame
didn't go
is,
up to it, but,
the frame is
but
torn off.
typically the doors are closed when I walk by there.
Okay,
And I noticed a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, the left door was open.
okay.
Yeah, they were locked.
The whole frame is
Yeah.
missing, so they can't.
Well, Richard
Yeah,
used to
had-
keep
he
it locked, he had
padlocks.
padlocks
right.
and stuff like that, but.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 bids, one from,
All
All
seasons
Seasons, which
for
was what?
$22.50.
okay,
Which
And
is to do what?
to basically remove the, well, go ahead and tell them what it says.
They're gonna clear out all the brush that's impeding the view of the bathrooms. Plus, he's gonna cut about a foot deep along the cart path, both leaving the hole and coming to the hole. It's gonna be about 30 feet of brush that's gonna be cut about a foot deep. And then remove all that
Will it be maintained?
Well, we haven't discussed that part
Yeah,
yet.
we'll have to add it to the monthly.
We'll have to
thing.
add it to the monthly or quarterly.
They're going around it now, they're coming very close to it.
Yeah.
When they mow, so it's, once that's removed, it's
They'll
not
be
gonna
able to
add
get closer.
maybe 20 or 30 feet in there that they're gonna have to reduce.
Well, the cart path on the right is clear.
Mhm.
It's just on the left that's
That's right.
overgrown.
Okay.
Right, and the one on the right, we're gonna push back a little bit by trimming some of that back.
Are there bushes there?
Yeah,
Oh,
those
okay.
bushes there.
Okay.
So I would consider just tearing the building down.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't think
Unless
this
you
solves
have
the
plans
problem.
on using it for something.
I would say tear the building down, put a water fountain there, something that people at least can get water while they're walking.
Yeah, but then they'd be
summertime.
damaging that.
They will, but I mean, it's, it's not a building that kids can go in and hide in
Right.
and things like that. I mean, a public water fountain doesn't seem reasonable, but at least get rid of the building.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a nuisance and we have no plans to use it.
Right. Okay, so is that ever, well, so who wants to clean this up at
Still have to-
first?
It's still
and
gonna
then-
have to be cleaned
Yeah.
up.
Has to be
Well,
cleaned
we'll
up.
just amend what we're trying to do. I agree with Carl, let's just take the whole thing down.
I think we need to clean up the
But
vegetation
You won't
first.
have to do this and take it down, just get a bid to take it down.
Well, they ought to get rid of the brush too.
We're gonna get rid of the
Yeah,
brush
you
anyway.
could do it all at once.
Is it?
Instead of doing a bid to spend $2,200, you say, and then come back and pay somebody else again.
Yeah, but the same person's not gonna probably take the building down and do the
Yeah,
vegetation.
All Seasons or Jay isn't gonna take the building down.
Yeah,
No, but a construction company, like the guy here before.
oh,
Wouldn't that
yeah.
be ironic?
Yeah?
Tell him
Yeah.
you're looking for a couple.
And he's gonna drive on the
You have
grass
to
to
drive
get
the
there.
truck across there.
Oh, God.
Not him, he won't.
Wouldn't it be better to take the building down and then have somebody come and clear it all, cause like Sean was saying, you're gonna
Well,
clear it. and
problem
then
is, how long is it gonna
you're
take us to get somebody to get the building down? Now you're waiting another 2 months.
It
Oh, it's
should.
been-
By
But
then-
if you take that
Well,
building
yeah,
down.
you gotta get to the
it's
next
gonna be-
meeting.
It's rush.
Clear the
But you gotta
building
get to the
and
next
I'll do
meeting
the
to get
brush
it
for
approved.
$2,000 cash.
Hey, nice.
No,
You give him price, and it's
Yeah, you have,
The issue I have is clearing the brush, I don't think is gonna help. It's
Okay.
that, it's still hidden back there. You don't see it from River Plantation. The only way you see.
can the
that
homeowner see it?
Not
No.
really.
No?
No.
It's tucked in there.
I personally would rather not spend money cleaning, to cut back the vegetation if we're gonna take it down.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
Well, but it's gonna be at least 2 months before you can get it
It's
down.
been sitting there for 2 years.
Right.
Okay.
And like I said,
if anything,
good
the
to brush up.
vegetation blocks the view of the restrooms, the building itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to-
Unless you're walking by there, that's just it.
Okay.
You can't see it from the roads or anything, houses, it's just people like me walking by and looking at how ugly
The
it is.
mess.
And there's the danger of somebody perhaps hiding in there to spook somebody or jump out. You just never know these days what's gonna happen when somebody's
Yeah,
hiding.
whoever tore it up actually did some damage to it, nobody saw him do it, so.
Yeah.
Or her
Kids,
kids,
yeah.
apparently, yeah.
So we've got 2 bids. Just so for the sake of the record, we've got 2 bids. We got one from All Seasons for $22.50. We've got one from J&K Tree Services for $15.20.
Go for the cheap one.
Seems like a lot.
I tend to agree with you, but I'm not sure I wanna get in there and do it.
Yeah,
You know what I
don't
mean?
either.
I mean,
Okay,
that's
so-
$1,500.
And that's
is a lot.
hauling it off,
That's-
what did it say?
Hauling it off.
Don't we have to get 3 bids?
Not unless it's more than 2,000. We didn't even have to get 2, but, yeah.
Clean off, it's at the front of the subdivision behind Tom Phillips Park, where the vacant restrooms are. Bidding on the removal of vegetation around the structure, clean off the walk path, and remove small fallen trees. All debris will be hauled away.
Yeah, I think we have to do that even if we take the building down. We have to have that, right? The same, I mean, you know,
But a construction.
You think
crew-
it's safe
A
to build it
construction
down?
crew can get rid of vegetation, right? It doesn't have to be a.
And this, if you do it
Yeah, but
this
are they
way,
gonna-
you're gonna
no,
spend this
okay.
amount of money, plus whatever you're gonna have to do to come back in.
They're gonna cut down all
tear
the
it down and
vegetation.
haul it off again. I say we do it all at once.
Yeah.
Not a big deal for construction.
So we're gonna table it.
Okay, we're gonna table it for 2 months?
Didn't it take 2 months?
You're gonna have to get bids, you're gonna have to present it at next month's meeting,
Okay,
then you're gonna have to
that's
get,
1 month.
Right.
what if you don't get enough people here next month? Because remember, we moved the meeting time.
You mean, there's not gonna be 3 of us here?
I'm just saying,
It-
it's gonna be at least
It'll be
2 months.
till it gets
Then
done.
It'll be
It'll be
2 months till
January.
it gets done.
The project would be done
If
in
you guys wanna
I'm
vote
fine
on it,
with
vote
that.
on it, and
I'm
I'm
fine
gonna
with
vote
2 months.
against it.
Okay,
To save a couple $1,000s, why not?
okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so who's, you gonna get us some bids on taking that building
I
down?
have one guy in mind, I
Okay,
can have him come out here and look at it.
okay, cool.
All right, so we're
All right.
tabling this.
There ought to be a provision where we can have something like this and somehow approve it without having to wait for a meeting. Is there something that we could do to do that?
Didn't Julie have a permission to?
Like up to 25.
That's legal, I mean, a
something like
legal
that.
way to,
That's correct.
But
to take
taking
care
down
of
that
something
building
like
is gonna
that?
be more than 2,500.
So generally, we don't approve items like that unless there's some real urgency, right? So a dangerous tree, some sort of other dangerous condition or
well,
something
they
that
seem to
is,
think it's
that
emergency.
needs to be repaired immediately to keep the system operational in between meetings. If we have some more specifics, I think we could give a board member some authorization, but I just want to make sure everybody's clear on exactly, what's going to be done, right? The last thing I want is to give somebody general authorization and everybody not to be clear on what they approved and then come back and, have wanted to have done it differently, so.
Okay,
Okay. All right, Mario's gonna get us some information. All right,
So Mario, what that includes is capping off the drain
Plumbing
pipe.
or
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, it would be capping off the sewer line and then capping the water line.
Yeah.
I mean, we can at least leave it stubbed out if you guys wanna do a fountain in the
Absolutely.
I don't.
We might as well get rid of it all.
That's just gonna be, yeah, just
Yeah.
take it out.
Okay.
All that's gonna be is another place for them to damage.
But are you gonna also get to clear the vegetation out at the same time they're doing
Yeah,
it?
we
Okay.
can do them both at one time.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right, operators report. Your turn, Mario.
All right, should have the, September report before you. Got total connections of 975 with 9 vacancies. Have revenue totaling at 118,831.65. I bill consumption at 18,445,000. Down below we have our water production. We are at 93% for the month. Had 9 major leaks, all were repaired. 6 bacteriological samples were taken, all came back good. Have our wastewater treatment plant results down below. Everything is working within parameters, no violations. We had 3.77 inches of rain. The
We did
wastewater,
have rain in September.
we had a little bit.
the end.
1 or 2 days, I think it was.
It was,
Don't tell
yeah,
me
it
we
was
had
like
no
2
rain.
days.
It did, 'cause I was gone and it was raining while I was gone.
We have, the wastewater treatment plant is currently operating at 44%. We have reuse water, 6.3 mg. And down below are your graphs showing your consumption along with your accountability. And then the following page, we have our disinfection report for the month. And everything's looking good. That's all I have, unless you have any questions for me?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
On last month's billings for the, you got your check for the thing that's attached to it. Okay, your invoice that you send to us.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at some of the work descriptions that are on there, and you have listed on here, single-family residential, 937 connections. And then under multifamily and commercial connections, you have 639. Can you explain what that is?
What were those numbers again, sir?
The first one is 937 for single-family homes. Multifamily and commercial connections, 639.
So 639 is probably going
The
based off
2 inch.
the single what is it,
Yeah.
EFCSs?
Correct.
Right. So I'm not sure what your rate order counts for a single-family equivalent connection. So if you multiply those, let's say one is 20, and you have, 10 meters, that's 200 already. So it just multiplies your single-family, your equivalent
Most
connections.
of us are better in Mosswood, we got all.
It's just the way they calculate the,
I didn't think
the,
about
the,
that.
I guess the impact of the
Apartments, and
usage.
they got-
They say one commercial may be equivalent to 20 homes. So one commercial shows up as 20 units on there.
Think about all those camper things that they
Yeah.
got up there.
And the
I don't
church,
think there's 200 of them.
the
but-
church uses a ton.
And that's what it is, yeah.
And
Single-family
sports bar.
equipment connections.
Yeah,
So however many commercial, so it could be 1 2-inch tap can amount to 100 connections.
So you can know the effect of non-residential.
right, right.
Is the golf
Is
course
there
part
still,
of?
are there
I
still
don't know
duplexes up there?
I don't, when nothing's connected on the golf.
I can
Oh,
pull a report of
the
what,
operating golf
Clubhouse-
course, yeah,
clubhouse is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then that would be.
Yeah,
That's
that would-
probably a lot,
yeah.
that and the church, maybe.
That, and the church, and the country club, the sports bar,
Tim, I could probably have them pull a report of what
Sports
actually
bar?
consists
That
of these
pool.
these
the
numbers.
pool.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a good idea.
And we'll bring that next month to get a better view of what.
Yeah,
Good.
that's August report that I think he's looking at.
Correct.
Did
That
I
was
send you the
August.
one the other day?
That's the one that you sent me.
That's what I sent you, okay, okay,
August.
okay.
And Mario, that disinfection residual worksheet, second page, that was just answering a question that I had like 3 months ago. We don't need to see that.
We don't need to see, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
okay.
We'll make sure to note it.
Cool. And apparently, we have some of the highest usage of anywhere, because did you see the thing on Facebook, on Nextdoor, where it's impossible to use 100,000 gallons a month? And I said, well, I hate to tell you, but I sit on the blood board, and we have several people that use more than 100,000 gallons a month. So, not impossible. Not impossible, so, okay. All right, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We need a motion.
Approve, yep.
Make a motion, we approve the operations report.
Okay, is that the second?
One second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, engineers report, your turn, Taylor.
One second, guys. Let me get it back up. Sorry. All right, so the first thing I want to report, the wastewater treatment facility discharge permit. They did send us the draft permit. We reviewed it, and we provided approval back to them. Nothing new on any of those other items. Moving to the design, the joint projects, we've actually been in quite a bit of contact with FEMA. It's gotten through one of the review processes. Now it's into the last review process is my understanding, so it looks like things are moving forward as well. East ditch maintenance, as we've talked about a little bit, they have finished that out. We attached the invoice for $35,900 that you guys approved tonight, and we will monitor and then schedule that next quarterly cleaning as necessary. Nothing new to report on the wastewater treatment rehab. We're just working on plans. Holly Springs drainage, the East Plantation engineer did send us over some additional information about some pipes that we did not know about. And so we're gonna plug those into our model and let them know if that changes anything. Sanitary sewer phase 1 rehab, that construction is just about complete. We've got a couple more sections to do. We did present pay application number 4 in the amount of $76,563.90 that you guys approved on the bookkeeper's report. Charleston Park Irrigation, the contractor's still waiting for some sprinkler heads to come in. I know last month, I think I told you guys that construction was underway. I thought they had received those and they did not. Storm sewer, phase 1, contractor's continuing to do stuff throughout the district. The Stone Jackson resident did reach out. That sinkhole in his backyard did open back up. And so we're gonna have to take a second look at it and see what's going on, but it'll be addressed with the contract. And then water plant number 2 electrical upgrades, the construction is still underway. We did have pay application number 2 in the amount of $55,143. And really that's it, guys, other than I did provide kind of a 1-page of all the things going on in the district. I didn't know if you guys had a chance to review and look at that. If you got any comments or questions.
I have Taylor, I have a question on the Brandon Road. over there by the golf course where the restrooms were, is it fixed? Because it was flowing and it had been.
Gwen Hureska Park, that one we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Has that been totally fixed now?
Yeah, so what happened was they had the inlet protected by filter fabric fence, and it had been clogged up by yard clippings, all sorts of things that get flushed out when it rains. And so they went in, dug it out, cleaned it up, and then instead of putting it over the inlet, we had them just kind of put a radial fence around it, and that'll give clear indication if for some reason it is clogged, and they can get it cleaned quickly.
I got a question about some work being done on RP near water plant number 2.
Okay.
Is that the conduit work that's being done right at the street edge? Because there's some work being done, and I'm just wondering what it is.
At the street edge? No, all their work's contained within the site.
All right, so do you know what's going on at the street?
This is on the other side of the fairway.
Like who,
There's something on the right side of RP Drive. I think
Correct.
That's what you're talking about.
Correct.
Looks like there's
Oh,
no drainage.
If you're driving out of RP, it's on the right-hand side, 100 yards in front of water plant number 2.
I thought they were in the people, on the
what?
fairway by the
Did they have a,
church.
was there a construction truck, like with a name on it?
No.
No?
It might be turnkey. I think that's turnkey.
lot of-
Taylor, did you have anything going on around there?
Looks like it.
But they had a porta potty there.
Yeah.
And a lot of plastic conduit, or plastic pipe.
Storm sewer, so they may be moving on to the next storm sewer
Yeah, I
situation.
think that's what it is. It's turnkey.
The reason I ask, and I would kind of request from you, when you know a project is going to be going on like that, and it because it's kind of confusing sometimes to see here that we're working on a sewer collection lift station or whatever the project may be, because I get asked by people, what are they doing over there? What's going on? And I don't have an answer for them. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I just, it's gonna be hard because the projects you guys have going on, the storm and the sanitary projects are all throughout the district. And so their trucks are gonna constantly overlap, but I can definitely get on to our contractors, make sure they have labeling on their trucks for who the contractor is.
Okay.
And provide you with the names of contractors so that if somebody says, hey, AR Turnkey is over here, you can say, oh, that they're doing storm sewer repairs. Or if it's Texas Pride, oh, they're doing sanitary repairs.
Fair enough. Okay.
But yeah, we can do something like that and just kind of play it by ear, see how that works out, and progress from there.
Okay, thank you.
Taylor, a question, 2 questions. First, any word from FEMA?
Oh, they just said it's in the second
It-
approval
So
process.
Yeah, but
it got through the first, their first review process, internal review process. It's on to the second one, which my understanding is that's the last one.
yeah,
They did send us an email kind of starting to ask how fast we thought we were gonna spend the money and so on and so forth. And so I think everything is moving forward. And, I mean, I'm kind of hopeful that we'll have approval by the end of the year, honestly.
okay. And then when they're cleaning the ditch out, I noticed this time they took a lot of the silt and they put it in some of the holes next to the ditch, some of the sinkholes, and they put it on the golf course. Are you aware of that?
No, I was not. They were not supposed to. They were told to take it to the sewer plant and
I think it's great.
put it
I
in the
mean,
area.
Did they fill in, they filled
Yeah,
in sinkholes?
they filled in sinkholes, at least on the golf course, and they put some way up on number 6 hole on the golf course, which I'm fine with too, but.
Yeah, I have no issue with it.
Right.
But we told them that they should put it in those areas, but they may have taken it upon themselves to kind of try to make those areas a little better for the time being.
Yeah, the golf course must have asked them from where they put it. But the other thing is, you know where hole number 6 is? You know which one I'm talking about?
Is
the one you
I'd
hit,
probably be better off if
you hit over
surrounded
the,
by sinkhole.
you hit over the, yeah, you hit over the green, and, the ditch runs through there, it turns, and it runs along, Stone Mountain, right behind
Oh,
houses.
yes, I know.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of holes
Yeah.
there, so next time they do this,
Yeah.
we put some tape around there, some warning tape. If they can fill those in with some of the silt, that would make it much more safer, and it shouldn't cost us anything.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make them. We'll make that happen next time around. I'll put notes on it.
And Mario, the tape is all torn up and needs to be
Again.
done.
Okay.
We've seen some kids out there.
Yeah.
Right
The only
across the
other
street
thing
from
I
me.
need to remind you, Taylor, is we need to talk about Stone Mountain when you get back. I've got a couple of texts.
Okay.
Okay. So, just because I know I'll probably forget, so. Okay.
I'll send myself a reminder and we'll talk about it next time.
All right. Okay.
All right.
That it?
I make a motion, we accept the engineer's report.
A second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
All right, last thing on the agenda, and do we have any pending business before we go into executive, if we need to go into executive? No? Okay.
I would like to go into executive.
Okay.
though.
Oh,
You
you do
would?
wanna go into
Okay.
executive? Okay, okay, all right. All right, we are going into executive session at 7:23. Is that right? 23?
Yeah.
All right, we are back in session at,
Sure, I turned that
I
on.
was gonna say,
I think I did.
I thought you did get on that.
Yes, it's
yeah,
on.
okay. We are back in general session at 7:36 PM. Go ahead, Tim.
All right, our board president made a purchase of a paint striping rolling machine for us to utilize for painting this parking lot, the new pool parking lot, and anything else that comes up that we see fit to use it for. So I just
Paid
wanted
for
to,
with personal funds,
to get that on the record.
not on the mud, so Tim's gonna start a striping business.
That's right.
So,
Oh, man.
We got enough cans of paint to
Why can't we use it?
cover
Because
the
it's
world.
yellow and red,
As Sherwin
and
Williams
most of them are
said.
white.
Oh.
You have to,
We have
red
to buy-
means you can't park there, yellow means, I
Right.
forgot,
Caution.
yeah,
I thought
So-
you can't do yellow for parking lots?
It's not supposed to be, it's supposed to be for loading and unloading areas.
Yeah.
Oh.
so we have to get white, so, but anyway.
It's for loading children, unloading children.
But you can get it at, we can get it at Granger, so it's not hard to find, so.
All right, so do I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, wait, the next meeting is November 20th
November 20th.
at 6:30 PM. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I have a second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's get out of here.
All right.
Turn it on.
Good meeting.